Good evening, everybody. I'm sorry you guys can't really see me because of the red light, but I'm outside in my tarp and hammock, and I'm getting ready to set it up for sleeping outside tonight. Right now the temperatures are about 25 degrees and they're expected to drop down to about 13 tonight, so we'll see how I do with my new setup. But I'm gonna set up the Mountain Laurel thin light mat, the Nemo Tensor all season blow up mattress, my new Sea to Summit fleece liner, and my REI Magma 15 degree sleeping bag. I've got my puffy on, I've got a couple of layers of pants on, and I've got my sleep socks and all that jazz. I also brought some extra mittens, and I brought the extra Sea to Summit liner just in case I get too cold. So wish me luck, guys, and I'll show you the setup in the light once I've got it all set up. So thanks for hanging in there. Alright guys, this is home for tonight. This is my pillow, my Nemo sleeping pad. I've got my liner right here, and my quilts, well, my sleeping bag, but I'm going to actually use it as a quilt, I think. And then I've got my black pad underneath. So, and I've got my sleep socks that I'm gonna put on in just a second. And yeah, that's it. I'm all set up and I'm gonna climb into bed now, and wish me good luck, guys. I hope this time it works. So I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, everybody. I did not make it through the night again. I'm sorry, I failed. I actually chickened out this time. The wind gusts were up to 30 miles an hour, and I was in pretty heavily wooded areas where the trees and stuff were just moving around a lot, and I was afraid that something was going to fall down on the tarp. I did stay out there for quite a while. It was well into the night. The temperatures dropped down to 12 degrees, and with the wind chill, it read 9 below was the coldest. So I was nice and cozy warm in all of my stuff. I had my puffy jacket on, I had my fleece, my sun hoodie, I had 2 layers of pants. I had my hiking pants and my base layer pants on. I had 3 pairs of socks on. I had my hat. I had the Mountain Laurel Designs black pad, and then I had the Nemo Tensor all season air mattress on top of that. Then I had my fleece bag liner, and I had my sleeping bag. I also was wearing gloves and mittens, so I was really warm, except for one thing. My toes were frozen. And I believe there's 2 reasons that I think caused that. So the first reason was that I had to keep getting up to go pee. So I was out, I spent probably 5 hours out in the hammock last night, and I had to get up to go pee like 3 times. And every time I got up, I had to get out of all my warm, cozy stuff and put my cold shoes on, then go out, walk around in the snow to pee, and then come back in and try to warm up again. So that kept my toes continuously getting cold. Then, and because of my Raynaud syndrome, that makes it really difficult to warm them back up again. And then the other thing is, I think I mentioned in one of my previous videos that my sleeping bag was damaged quite a while ago, way back when this guy, Sherman, was a puppy.
he was running and in the house, and he caught his tooth on the foot box of my sleeping bag, and it tore, and all these feathers went flying out. I patched it, and the patch held great. The problem was that there was a lot of feathers that were lost. So I think some of the insulating properties to the bottom of the sleeping bag are compromised. So that's, I think, another reason why my toes are getting cold. So in order to solve that issue, because that is the only issue now that I have, even with the temperatures being that cold last night, because my system is, well, my sleeping bag is only rated, has a comfort rating of 15 degrees. I know with all the other layers, it definitely bumps it up. So it may be now a comfort rating of 0 or potentially below. But I was really comfortable anyway, except for my toes. And I think I would have been okay if I had been able to just stay put in my sleeping bag once I got everything all situated and comfortable. I also mentioned last night that I was going to try using my sleeping bag as a quilt instead, because a lot of people were saying, I've heard people say that the insulating properties don't work from underneath the sleeping bag. I call bull S BS, because I noticed a huge difference. When I was sleeping with the sleeping bag just on the top of me like a quilt, and I had it kind of tucked around my sides, I was still cold on my back. But as soon as I used it like it was meant for, as a sleeping bag, with the sleeping bag underneath me, and I had it zipped up, and I had the hood thing pulled over, I was so much warmer. And yes, I'm sure that it definitely decreases the insulating properties when you're laying on it, but it still gives you something. Unlike the quilt where you're just laying on the sleeping pad and nothing else. So I think it does add a little bit of something, because I definitely noticed the difference. Anyway, so back to my cold toes. Not that you care, but if you're watching this, maybe you do. Maybe you have the same issue. So my solution to the freezing cold toes is this Nalgene bottle. So Nalgene bottles, you can pour hot boiling water into these. And the whole reason I'm bringing this, even though it's heavier than a Smart Water bottle, is because of that reason. So I want to be able to pour hot water into it, put it in the bottom of my sleeping bag, and put my toes right on it. Now, I tested this theory this morning, because when I took all of my stuff down, my hammock and everything down, and packed it away, my toes got cold again. So I put boiling water in this Nalgene bottle. That was at 8 o'clock this morning, and it's actually still quite warm. And I put it at the bottom of my sleeping bag, and I climbed into my sleeping bag and rested my feet right on there, and I was kind of rolling it around with my toes, and my toes warmed up within like 5-10 minutes, and that's awesome. So that's my solution to my frozen toe problem. And I also tested my pot. So the level of water that's in there right now, which is it's about 26 ounces in there right now, which is what I can fit into my cook pot, my Toke's cook pot. So that's plenty of water to heat up my feet. So that's what I'm gonna do for really cold nights. That's the first thing I'm gonna do, is boil hot water and put it in the bottom of my sleeping bag. So I'll have to, get a lot more water to stock up on when I get to camp, but that's okay. If that means keeping my toes warm, then I'm willing to do it. So the other issue that I ran into was that the ground was frozen last night, and I destroyed my stakes. Not all of them, but I was trying to pull them out this morning actually, and they were frozen in the ground, and I broke one. And I bent, this one's really bad. I bent these. I mean, they are only aluminum, so I can't expect them to hold up in those kinds of situations. So I guess I can't really be disappointed, but I am kind of bummed out that I have to get new stakes for my hammock. So anyways, that was a big issue. I may or may not do another test run of sleeping outside in the cold to test my gear, but I think I've got the cold toe situation figured out. That's really the only issue now. I did change some things to my hammock. I had a buckle system on my hammock, which had the big thick straps directly from the hammock to the part that goes around the tree with a carabiner. I wanted to try and shave some weight down on that system and make it a little bit easier. The buckle system is really difficult to loosen up once you've gotten it tightened, especially when your hands are cold. So I wanted to try and figure out another way that I could hang my hammock, slim down the weight, and make it a little bit easier on my fingers in the cold. I don't know if I've solved the easy problem because it definitely took a little figuring things out, but I switched over to this system here, which is called the Whoopee Sling. So it's just this cord that's around the bunched end of both sides of the hammock, and it has this little berry thing, and so this slides up and down to tighten up this loop, and then there's a very thin, let me see if I can find it. There's a tree strap that goes around the tree. I think it might be on the other, I think I put it on the other end of my bag. This is a double-ended stuff sack so that I can try to prevent my hammock from touching the ground, especially when it's dirty when I'm trying to hang it. Anyway, let me see. Yeah, so this is the new tree strap. So much thinner and lighter, and I put these, they call them fish hooks at the ends of them. So there are loops that you can wrap it around the tree, and then put that around like that, and then hang your Whoopee Sling with the fish hook like so, and then you can shrink the loop to tighten your hammock. You can also, instead of using the loop, you can just use the fish hook to wrap it around the tree like that. And then you can still use this fish hook on the other part. These are additional pieces that I got from War Bonnet, and these are all from War Bonnet because I have a War Bonnet hammock and I wanted to just kind of make sure that everything worked together. So so that system, the Whoopee Sling system, weighs significantly less than the strap and buckle system that I had before. That was, I think, a total of like 8.5 pounds, 8.5 ounces. And this system here is only 2.5 ounces, a significant weight savings. So although I did save weight with my hammock, yes, this is the bear canister that you see here in the corner. I couldn't do it. I needed to add my bear canister back to my pack. I know some of you may have been looking forward to watching me struggle to hang a bear bag, but after watching probably 100 or more videos of seasoned hikers struggling to hang a bear bag after 30-40 minutes, trying to find the right trees, the right branches, trying to get a proper hang, and you know, all the different techniques that they can use, the PCT hang, the 2-tree hang, all that stuff. It seemed silly to struggle with that. So the Bear canister is so much easier. Yes, it's heavier. Yes, it's clunkier. Yes, it's bulky, and it's never going to shrink down as the food goes down. The weight obviously will drop the less full it is, but there's some huge benefits to this Bear canister. For one, it's a seat. I can sit on it instead of sitting on the cold ground. I can sit on this, and I can sit up off of the ground. So that's a huge bonus for me. Another thing is I have stuff to put my stickers on. So not a big deal. And my food isn't going to get crushed in this. My food is going to get crushed in a bear bag because I'm going to be squishing it down into my pack. I'm going to be like, it's going to get crushed hanging from a tree. It's safer in this Bear canister for that reason, and to keep bears from getting my food. It's not 100% bear proof, I know that, but it is approved by the grizzly bear thing, whatever it is. I can't see it because I don't have my glasses on, but it's actually on the lid here. The Grizzly Bear Association, or whatever it is, that approves bear packaging, bear-proof packaging. So I'm bringing the Bear canister. I know that it adds 2 pounds to my pack weight, and I did just shave off a whole bunch of weight, and now I'm adding it back on, but I don't care. I really don't. I may care after I've been carrying it every day for 7 months, but I'm gonna at least start out with it and see how it goes. I just think that it's a better choice for me, and yeah, we'll see what happens. But I'm bringing it. I'm gonna start out with it at least. Yeah, I love my BearVault. Anyway, so that's it for today. I don't think there's anything else I have to talk about with my gear or anything like that. If you guys have any comments or questions, feel free always to leave them, and I will get back to you when I can. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching, everybody. Happy hiking.